Hey, Ben. You want to review Tully? Tully? It's the movie we just watched.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. Give me a minute. I gotta go drain my tits.
Mama Fratelli said it best when she made the ever so poignant statement.
Kids suck.
I like Tully. It's good to see Jason Reitman.
I keep wanting to say Ivan Reitman.
I always want to keep saying Jason Ritter
Reitman.
because it's a son of another 80s person who's dead.
Is Ivan dead?
I don't know.
I don't think he is.
Anyway, I liked Tully quite a bit. Tully was fun. It was another powerhouse Charlize Theron performance. She's just the best. She's so great. The dialogue is really fast and it's really witty and it's really in your face. This movie, the first hour of it is really an advertisement for birth control. Do not have children. It's the worst.
Yeah, there's a great montage. It's a miserable montage of motherhood, and it really is effective towards the beginning of the film. I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was great. As you pointed out, it's got great dialogue. Diablo Cody is known for that, I would say. Very funny, great performances, and very short, which was nice.
Really nice.
If it was a bit longer, I probably wouldn't like it as much. So
yeah, it was a breath of fresh air at that old school, classic, well-paced, hour and 35-minute long film.
It had a certain energy, even though so many of the characters, not just Charlize Theron's character, is so tired in this movie. Everybody is just knocked out in this movie after having, dealing with their kids all day, dealing with their works, going to work every day, dealing with just the troubles of life. It is a slice of life movie to some degree, and you really feel that through all the characterizations of how tired they are and how beat up they are, but there's still an energy to this movie that kept me entertained all the way through. And it's not just the Tully character that shows up and brings that energy, and she's a spark of life to everybody in the film. Even in the performance of Charlize Theron, who is falling asleep in every scene, you still feel the energy because her performance is so great.
Yeah, her energy is Charlize Theron's performance is the energy of the entire movie. It's the nucleus of everything you're seeing on film, and Jason Reitman does such a great job of conveying her exhaustion. This is Charlize Theron. Yeah, she got butt fucking ugly for Monster, but this is a different type of look where she's got the chin. They do a really good job just making her face so exhausted.
Well, yeah, it's not her characterization that is a reprisal of Monster, but her body certainly reprises her Monster role, I would say.
The Tully character is a very, very interestingly written character. It's something that you don't really understand and you don't see coming, and it's a nice treat. The movie was a nice hour and 30-minute treat for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Ron Livingston is great in it too.
Yes.
I love seeing Ron Livingston when he pops up in things. It's always great.
Yeah, he does a great job of playing the everyman, but also adding comedic elements to the role every time.
It addresses a lot of real life disconnect within marriages and even just long lasting relationships where you're still in love with each other, but you just don't feel the need to entertain each other anymore. He's playing video games with his headphones on and she's on her iPad when they go to bed. It's just one of those things that it makes you feel sad, but they kind of seem like they're fine in that moment and where things are in that sense.
But obviously, relationships like that, there is still that underlying problem there that needs to be solved when they're not connecting anymore.
Yeah.
And the film addresses that, as you pointed out.
Yeah, it does. It addresses a lot of real things, and there's some really, really funny scenes in this movie that had me laughing pretty hard. More towards the beginning. It kind of takes a spiritual journey throughout, and again, because of the short running time, I really appreciated how quickly it was able to get all these points made. I didn't feel there's any wasted time. No. There's a quick little montage to just show you how shitty it is to be a parent.
One of her children is a problem at school and stuff, and those scenes were really kind of hard to watch to some degree, but also very funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, just seeing what any real parent probably has to deal with if you have 3 kids and then even one of them kind of being a problem child. It seems a bit like torture to me, but I give everybody credit who goes through that.
It's funny that you say problem child, though, because the director of this movie is the son of the guy that played in the movie Problem Child, John Ritter.
No, you're getting this wrong. This is Jason Reitman, the son of Ivan Reitman, who directed Ghostbusters and many other great films.
All right.
So we'll
Agree to disagree. I don't ever find Charlize Theron's character unlikable.
No.
You sympathize with her immediately, and they don't go too far into showing that she's some kind of ugly person. She's just a tired person. And I really like a lot of those moments where, she's kind of held within all this stuff, and then she goes, "This is the real me." I mean, we've seen that kind of stuff before, but everything Charlize Theron, just everything in her face, every time she delivers a line, like, she's the greatest. She's like one of my favorite actresses.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
She's pretty amazing. I mean, I was thinking about some of the things she's done over the last few years, like Mad Max, going from that to Atomic Blonde, and then doing this role. I mean, they're all so different, and the commitment that she is willing to do in terms of letting her body go, and I don't think there's a lot of female actors that are willing to do the same commitment you occasionally see some of the male actors willing to do. Johnny Depp getting all crazy for his roles or whatever, but she's one of those few females that is willing to just completely change it up, completely look unattractive, even though it's hard to ever imagine Charlize Theron as unattractive because we know how beautiful she is.
Yeah.
But a couple times in her career, she's really been able to sell that, I would say. Here's one of my knocks I had on the film was I felt like there was kind of a lack of conflict, even though dealing with motherhood, dealing with 3 children and all the troubles of life is enough to say there's conflict in the film, but there wasn't an added level of conflict or melodrama, and we're kind of thankful for that, but I was kind of watching it wondering, where is the conflict in this movie? Especially when Tully shows up and is there to help solve a lot of those daily problems, and that's exactly what she's able to do. It kind of drained the film of conflict. I was still entertained, I was still engaged, but towards the end we started to think that maybe they were going to set up a fake bit of melodrama to add a conflict, but thankfully they do something more interesting at the end.
Yeah, I agree, because my knock on it was that at the beginning of the third act, I was starting to lose it with the film. It was losing me a little bit. I was like, oh God, is this going to go into this territory where an hour and 30-minute movie shouldn't have been able to earn getting there? And instead it took a totally different turn and made it better than I was expecting it, and kind of saved the day for me on this movie as far as Gulp score goes, because I was like, yes, because I love the first and second act of this movie, and the third act changes things, but I still really enjoyed it. But I do like the first act probably the best, just because it's the funniest, I think. But,
yeah, I agree. But I think that the conclusion of the film gives you a different perspective to look at the film to some degree.
Yeah.
And I think, as you said, that kind of saved it towards the end.
I don't know if the boobs of Charlize Theron in this film are her own, but they are some crazy looking missile banana looking things that another reason why God bless every mother in the world, because that looks painful.
I hope those were stunt nipples. Speaking of that, I gotta go milk these again.
I enjoyed the hell out of it. I was really glad that we got to see it opening sneak peek night so we can get a review out, because this is the kind of movie that really needs your help.
Speaking of sneak peek,
this is the kind of movie that needs your help. It's not competing with summer blockbusters or Avengers. It's an alternate route if you want to see something completely different and a little more real to life. So really enjoyed Charlize Theron's performance. As always, when she really gets to sink her teeth into something interesting, she crushes it. And Diablo Cody, this was a great screenplay. I thought Ivan Reitman did an awesome job. I thought Jason Bateman, Jason Ritter.
John Ritter.
Jason Reitman did a good job directing. This is a nice return to form for him for a couple of films that he did in between some of the ones I really enjoyed. I'm going to give Tully 7 gulps.
Nice. It's a great score. As you were saying, it shouldn't be out there competing with Avengers and the summer blockbusters. I do think the release of this is a bit more for a Mother's Day treat. It's not till next week, but I think this is kind of supposed to play into, something that the mothers can enjoy. That's probably their target audience or what they're thinking about. I can't really think of all of Diablo Cody's scripts along the way, but this might be, better than Juno to some degree because of the pretentious side of Juno. So I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a nice return to form for her, I guess. Yeah, great performances, interesting script. Just really enjoyed this movie. It was just a nice breath of fresh air to some degree. But yeah, I think Edgar Reitman did a great job directing the film as well. I would give this 7 nipple gulps, twists.
I don't know about you, John, but I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
For a movie that was so short, it's exhausting watching all those kids scream, Oh boy. This is like that scene in Return of the King where the Death Riders or whatever, and they're like dragons are screaming. Let's screech. That's these
But
fucking
I don't
kids.
remember them kicking the back of your chair the entire movie.
So as always, if you like this review, click like and or subscribe to Cinema Gulp today. You can leave some comments. John, where can they find us?
Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
At Cinema Gulp. Until next time, this has been...
And I'm John, and I'm gonna go drain these tits.
We drink your cinema.
I drink it up!
Tired of being admired, tired of love uninspired. Let's face it, I'm tired. I've been